Some big news on the NFL as Antonio Brown has somehow been released and signed in the same day. Well, due to NFL rules, I can't really show you Steelers highlights because the game is not over. I mean, come on, what fun is that? We have been in Texas, so you know that what that means, Peter, is we've been eating a lot. Right. Like almost too much. But we talked with some Penn State players before they made the trip to Dallas about what it would be like to play in this colossal venue. Some of their shots looked a little bit like that, and it's pretty relatable to the casual golfers. Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and they're just like us. In a game where you have 92 points scored combined between the two teams, that we're talking about someone on the defensive side of the ball. You can tell, man, that we're having fun. It might be getting a little ridiculous. The costume, I got the helmet, I got the jersey. Well, 5 weeks later, it's like it happened 3 years ago. Ironically, the last home game the Curve played was against the Rubber Ducks, as the Rubber Ducks knocked them out of the Eastern League playoffs last year. Punters are people too. People need to remember that. And then this morning on Instagram, which Peter is, ramping back up, he decided to say, hey, Raiders, release me. Well, within a couple hours, they released him. That's a very tough question. Took only about a couple hours in my bracket. Garbage. Police stopped the Steelers star wide receiver this morning and cited him for reckless driving as he was traveling at speeds of more than 100 miles an hour. Zach DeCarmine runs with a purpose.
When hard times come, whether it's on the track, in school, just in the world, I know I can just think of her and it'll be better.
His younger sister Emma is his biggest fan.
She definitely brings joy, whether you're already happy or not, but she can definitely bring you up, and you just look at her and you just think of love.
Emma has Down syndrome.
She's never looked different to me, because I know sometimes from the outsiders, when we're just in public, people stare, and I'm just always confused because, I grew up with her, she's 4 years younger than me, and I just never saw anything different.
After helping State College to an outdoor track title in 2019, Zach committed to Central Michigan. Then everything changed. His senior year of track canceled.
It was definitely tough because I wanted to get another shot at the team title.
2 months later, on May 19th, another change. Central Michigan wanted him to hop on a Zoom call.
When I visited Central Michigan in the fall, one of my hosts, Parker, he texted me and he's like, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm like, how could you have a bad feeling? I just talked to our coach. He was hyping everything up. We really got excited for the future. I'm like, dude, nothing's gonna happen.
Central Michigan was eliminating its track team due to COVID-19.
Angry would be the #1 word. I actually had a few things I got Central Michigan. I kind of ripped them off the wall and threw them outside. I don't even know where they went.
In a difficult moment, Zach looked up and saw a familiar face, and suddenly the anger faded.
This could be worse. My little sister could be sick with this, and that would be much worse than losing your track scholarship.
Within days, Zach had calls from other schools. And then last Wednesday, he made it official, signing with Pitt.
I definitely think all things happen for a reason. Somehow we worked it out, and I achieved my dreams for a second time. So I'm just thankful for everyone with that.
I knew how much he wanted to continue to run at a Division I level, so to have that offer from Pitt was just amazing. It felt like the perfect fit.
A perfect fit for his finishing kick, all along with his #1 fan.
Emma will be Emma, and she's gonna hug you, she's gonna love you, and she'll never change with that. So Central Michigan might change, but Emma won't.
From Beaver Stadium to Kinnick Stadium to the Rose Bowl, Nittany Nation is always present. But in the last quarter century, a new wrinkle in the fan base by these 3 guys, who once you see them, you just know.
It's all right, it's good.
Game days for John, David, and Paul Duda are different than most.
It's kind of become part of who we are.
The 3 brothers grew up just down the street from Penn State.
As we got older, we started doing the, parking cars and taking booze away from college students. Sorry, college students.
And then in 1992, the Duda boys had an idea.
Just started wearing the masks that we got at a garage sale after the '85 Orange Bowl.
And with a 30-cent investment, 3 characters were born.
I'm not ashamed of it. You know, I have an alter ego.
Originally designed to be the 12th man, they are now known as the Big Uglies, a phrase coined by legendary sportscaster Hugh Jackson.
You guys look like you're ready to go.
Morphed the Dudas into superfan status.
I think if anybody does anything, you know, at Penn State or anything else, at a certain point you're going to get recognized. Sometimes it's for something amazing, and sometimes you're just putting on tights and playing around for the weekend.
Their identity, for the most part, is a secret.
A lot of people don't know that it's, you know, 55-year-old guys behind these masks, and we take them off and we're like, whoa.
And once inside Beaver Stadium, they're like any other fans, rowdy, but with a tad more enthusiasm.
We used to run up the stands a lot more than we do these days.
But you'll never hear those egos.
High five, yeah!
Really, it's all about the fans. We're just part of that fan base, which is unbelievable.
From Iowa City
What those guys will look like when they put their Halloween masks on.
to Evanston, Illinois,
Those are Penn State fans, not Penn State football players. Look like former linebackers.
to right here in central Pennsylvania,
Do you know where your kids are today?
the passion for Penn State persists. And the brothers say the toughest part about their costume is the mask. You know, after trying to find replacements all over the internet, after one time they broke, they finally just decided to make a mold of it.
Fighting with his back against the wall.
One bald eagle athlete showing what he's made of in his most difficult time. Our Jack Wascher joins us with more on his incredible journey. Jack?
Yeah, John, Amanda, the PIAA Individual Wrestling Championships get underway in a couple of weeks at the Giant Center in Hershey. A favorite at 145 pounds is Bald Eagle's Gage McClanahan, a man used to living his life as the underdog.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
What is normal to you? Is it scoring touchdowns or pinning your opponent in wrestling?
I couldn't really tell you.
Growing up, life was anything but normal for Gage McClanahan.
Gage is the most mentally toughest kid I've ever been around.
At the age of 5, Gage was rushed to the hospital and forced into a medically induced coma after doctors realized he was battling a respiratory virus. But that was only the beginning.
Just going to school every day and just like listen to other people talk about how their mom and dad made them dinner that night, and I just realized man, I'm different.
Gage's parents battled drug abuse and mental health, forcing Gage to be constantly on the move.
Sometimes I was with my dad, sometimes I was with my mom, and sometimes they were working. I had to fend for myself. That was the breaking point, is either I go down the wrong path or I choose the right one. It was a slippery slope.
Moving in full-time with his dad at the age of 15, everything started to turn positive for Gage in the classroom, on the field, until October 12th, 2018.
I just went to go, and when I went to cut, it just snapped, like everything pretty much. I could feel it, just like it was a quick little snap like that, and then I just tried to hop off the field and I couldn't really move.
Gage tore every ligament in his knee, plus a hairline fracture in his femur. His entire junior wrestling season gone in a split second.
It was really tough not being able to do what I love. I heard there was rumors that I might never play sports again. I wasn't going to let that happen.
But Gage returned in 5 months, helping guide Bald Eagle to its second straight district title. Today, this is normal for Gage McClanahan, but his past will always fuel him.
I wouldn't change it. I'm glad I have this story, and it can help me through life.
And the story gets even better. Gage will officially sign his letter of intent to wrestle at Cornell. So
Wow.
with everything he's been through, he's also low-key smart.